Welcome back, glorious people on this channel. We thank you for joining us one more time. So, like 2 weeks ago, we started off a topic about why do children tell lies?
The reason why I lie is to help me get out of complex situations.
So mommy and daddy will love me more.
And this topic made us to have go through some research, and we were able to speak with some children one on one, and asking them that questions. Many of them spoke some touching reasons, and as parents, I personally I learned a lot from those children. Most especially, there was one kid, one little child that says, "I tell lies because I want mommy and daddy to love me more." Wow, that really touched me, and it gives me reasons that it gives me more reason to listen more to my kids. So if you are a parent and you are watching, you need to watch this to the end, because this week we are talking directly with parents this time around, because we discovered that actually not only kids tell lies. Sometimes we parents we tell lies directly or indirectly between us and our kids as parents. Human beings tell lies, because of Adamic nature, and the only way we can control that Adamic nature is to, you know, be determined to stop the lie. Many of us see telling lies as a kind of is one of those things, but really it is not. If you are a good Christian, it is not. There was a time I told a lie, and it was to somebody I shouldn't have. And when I found out that when when you're a Christian and you tell a lie, if you truly a child of God, you should feel some discomfort. It is natural. You should feel some discomfort that you are actually doing something that is wrong, and there should be a way you want to quickly, you want to quickly go out of that. You want to make restitution. So I was forced to go make my restitution, because I couldn't. I was really not at rest. So we have to consider the fact that when you make restitution, it's in two ways. You make restitution. The person you went to talk about, you went to meet and confess to, is human being like you. So of course, you will pay a price. What is this price? You may end up paying a price of distrust. Of course, the person has lost some trust in you, whether you like it or not. And now it's left to you to pray to the Holy Spirit, who will kindly visit the person and make the person have peace with you again. So personally, that is my own experience, because I know that this person I told lie to, I have lost that trust. I mean, she must have lost that trust in me. But I thank God that even though I knew the price I might pay, by doing the restitution, I still went ahead because I really have peace in me. So I went ahead and still talked to the person that, "Ma'am, the last time I said this, I said that it was actually a lie." So, and to my surprise, she already knew. She got to know somehow from somebody that I told that lie. So she told me, "Well, I already knew." So, and I think this gave me more peace. I was really at peace. At least, I felt bad because I knew that I've broken whatever trust she might supposed to have been having in me or had in me before, and I know that going forward she might not really have that trust anymore in me. But I think it's still better off that at least I made an amendment. Right now in this video, you're going to watch the situation whereby people are being found in a serious temptation, and they were able to stand their ground. And there was a price actually. You will pay a price for telling the truth. But in the long run, it was joy. Joy everlasting. And it is still joy because it is joyful, peaceful, and fulfilling to tell the truth. So sit and watch.
This is not a season to be afraid. Put your face all over your fear. Come on!
Hello everyone, my name is Mrs. Doris Agbola. I'm a mother of two. I'm excited to be a part of the show with the Glorious Generation children. I must sincerely admit that these kids are usually fun to watch at every point in time. Quickly, let me just share my experience with you as regards the telling of lies. Now, my first daughter, whenever she gets back from school, would stay with someone till I get back from work. And lately, when she has to do her take home, the person she stays with will always want to assist her, and from a very sincere heart, this person is willing to teach her to take off the stress from me when I get back in the evening. But on several occasions, I will really find out that this assignment are totally wrong. I have to go through the process of taking her on it from the beginning all to the end. This could be sometimes draining because you have to mess up her books and all that. I felt like I was going to decline this offer from this person, but I didn't know how to go about it. So the only option I first thought about was to tell my daughter to tell this person whenever she asks her for her assignment, just tell her you were not giving any assignment at all. I first felt that was a way out. On the second thought, I felt there was no point telling lies about you be giving an assignment or not. Tell her the truth. Tell her you're giving an assignment, but you rather want to help you with it, and that will be the end. You see, if I had allowed my daughter to pass with this instruction, even if she has an assignment, tell them you have no assignment. I've just succeeded in telling her or giving her a go ahead to tell lies without blinking an eye. But I quickly corrected that impression and I told her, no, don't tell lies. Just tell this person as soon as you get back home, if you want to do your assignment, tell her right away that you have an assignment quite alright. But politely you make her understand that you rather your mom comes back to teach you this assignment. That really helped me in trying to put an end to telling of lies or trying to strike a balance as far as telling lies is concerned. And you see, as parents, we find ourselves sometimes that we tell these children, did you do this? The child is afraid of getting into trouble. The first thought is to stay from trouble by telling lies. On the other hand, we as parents will feel like, okay, tell me the truth, I won't smack you. But as an African parent, we tend to tell lies by smacking them on the long run. These children tend to refuse to trust in us again because we've just told them the truth that when you tell me the truth, I won't smack you. But after these children take confidence in us and tell us whatever we need to know, we end up smacking them. This keeps them away from telling us the truth. I know God will help us, God will sustain us to manage these children well. It's not an easy task, but with the grace of God, we'll scale through, and the Lord will help us all. And to the Glorious Generation children, I love you all. Love and kisses from us here in Nigeria. God bless you, Rich.
Alright, my contribution to the discussion is just a little experience I had while at work. By the grace of God, I'm a chartered accountant, a biochemist turned chartered accountant. And I went in solely to do accounting to prove a point that truly it's possible to do anything you desire in your heart to do. And God helped me to accomplish that. However, the experience I had was that you find people comfortable telling lies, especially where accountants are concerned. When we render reports, there is always a caveat we put there saying this is a representative, true and fair view of our findings there. And with that, stakeholders can rely on the reports. But I found out on the field that most times it's not so. is you get dictated to by the people that ask you to do the work. And I made up my mind that whatever I have to append my signature on, especially because I had declared my intention to give a true and fair view. And of course, because I'm a child of God, it didn't make sense for me to do otherwise. So by the time I stepped into, I held myself out to everybody that will come near me that this person would not do anything but the truth. Let me submit by saying it was not an easy road. A lot of the time you get jet heart. A lot of the time you don't get called into some what's the word now? Some meetings that your contemporaries are just because of that holding out. But I never minded. Now I had to walk out from the, and because of my level, I was assisting or second in command to the HOD. There came a time when we needed to render such a report. And because the HOD was not there, who had all the while they had been engineering such a thing, and they just give the figures like that. But ever since I entered, I found out that we had always had liquidity problems. So by that year, at that month that we normally needed to render returns, we do a monthly returns to, the man was not around. And because I knew I would be called to do that, we needed to do a mid-month check. And the mid-month check, of course, stated that we were illiquid. So what I did to cover my behind, because I knew I was going to tell the truth anyway, was to send out memos to departments that had the what do you call it now? They had the responsibility. Ours was just taking a shot at the period end, and other allied departments that had such functions, I did memos to them stating that as at this time of mid-month, bank was illiquid and we needed so much in assets at the end of the period, which is their responsibility anyway to ensure such is put in place. Of course, I made sure I had acknowledgements that they received the documents. I also did a copy to our supervisor. That copy came back with the supervisor sitting on it and saying, what's your business with this? Yes, I had to take somebody from the department, a junior colleague, to him and said, yes, I know it's not my business, but because I will be rendering report, I needed to ensure that everybody knew what it meant for us to render such a report. And because of that, the man was annoyed. He said I should get out. Anyway, to cut a long story short, month end came, they hadn't done anything because we were liquid. Meanwhile, we were never liquid. But at the month end, when it showed that it was illiquid, I simply rendered it the way it was. So the executives got furious. They arranged all sorts of committees, raised me before them and all that. And I maintained my stand, Of course, at the end of it all, they said I was going to go on indefinite suspension because I was going to be a party to that. And because of that, I could not be sent off because they never formed a quorum to sign my documents to proceed on indefinite suspension. But for the next 5 years, I was denied promotion, even though I was an A grade officer. And so for 5 years, I lost it out, as it were, but I never minded. It became open to the whole organization that I had an issue, and they weren't going to budge, I wasn't going to budge. But after 5 years, they came back and said they couldn't hold my promotion again, and so I was promoted. But I'm glad that I held out that way, because with that, even though it wasn't easy. I mean, you see your colleagues, getting all the largesse that was available, and you were just pushed aside. But I knew I wasn't suffering out of a wrongdoing. I was suffering because of the faith I believed in, and because of the calling that was upon my life. And so, at the end of it all, it became known to everybody. So when the issue came, and all of them were arraigned and subsequently jailed, I went to see my chief, and of course he couldn't come out to see me. Maybe I would have been one of them that was jailed at that time. Maybe. But I thank God that I stood my ground. Alright, to help the children not to tell lies, first of all, you yourself must not do it. Um, it must be something of showing the example. I recall when we were growing up, our parents used to tell us to tell people that come visiting when they are sleeping that they are not around, and that's actually like telling. So you find the innocent children will tell them, "My mother says to say." In other words, not that my mother is not at home, but my mother asked me to say. So you must not tell lies. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 22:6, "Train the child in the way to go, and when he grows, he will not depart from it." So it must be a constant training and retraining. Also, we must let the children know that if they truly are children of God represents the truth. He says in John 14, he says, "I'm the truth, the way, and the life." I'm the way, the truth, and the life. So if God is the truth, anything outside the truth cannot be God. And that is supported by John 8:44, which says, "Devil is the father of all liars." So if you start early enough to let these children, they are the best students you can get. Most of the Sunday school verses that we all learned when we were children. So let them know how serious lying is in the eyes of God. The Bible tells us that 6 things God hates in Proverbs 22, and the very first one is the lying tongue. That's how serious it is. So we must ensure that the children are taught with the Bible, and that way we can support them with prayers. When we see something bad, sometimes they even say, because out of pressure they want to be like their friends. You must know how to correct it. You correct in wisdom, yeah, and you correct in love, and much more importantly, be very prayerful and be around the children. Let them know what you stand for, and don't miss once about it. And as they grow, you find out that all those youthful exuberances will be done away with, and you find a healthy, growing child, and by the grace of God, that will grow to a full-blown adult that will not do what God would not have us do, and chief amongst which is telling a lie. Thank you.
Orúkọ tèmi ní Princess Fọ́pẹ́ Fọ́lúwa.
Children can avoid telling lies because you do not want anyone to see you as a dishonest person. The moment you begin to tell lies, the people you are telling lies to tend to find out, and as soon as they find out, they want to stay completely away from you. They see you as dishonest. Even when you are being truthful at some point, they will see you as a regular dishonest person. They don't want to associate with you. They just want you to keep you afar off from them, and you don't want this to be a part of you. Also, when you keep telling lies, Jesus Christ who took pain to die for us on the cross of Calvary. We are for every time we tell lies, we are crucifying him back to the cross. Nobody wants to be left out on the day that Christ will come to take us away. That singular act of sin alone can deny us of making it to the throne, to making it to heaven on the glorious day when he comes to pick us. The thought of you being in your mansion one day with Christ.
I'm here to talk to us about what we can do to avoid telling lies to daddy and mommy and to our friends, and also give you an experience where I stood my ground not to tell lies. So I'll start with telling the experience. It happened when I was in school that I copied a friend in one of our assignments. The teacher got to know and then gave us zero, although it was so painful to tell the truth because I knew it was going to fetch me zero, but I had to summon courage to approach the teacher to say, excuse me, I was the one that copied her work, and then I was not only happy because I was able to free myself, but I was happy that my friend got the mark that she deserved, and I was free. So from the guilt of making the both of us get zero in the course. So what can we do as children of the light to avoid telling lies? The first thing is for us to get rid of anything that can make us tell lies. If you know you are not proud of telling daddy and mommy what you've done, don't do it. Whatever that you have to look right, left to see if somebody is coming, something you are not proud of, don't do it. Remember, if daddy and mommy are not there, if nobody is there with you, there is somebody that sees you, and that person is God. God sees us. Even when you are telling lies, God is watching you, looking at you, because He knows all things. So let us avoid things that can make us tell lies. And another thing I will just tell us is this: try as much as possible to trust daddy and mommy. Irrespective of what you've done, be free to tell them the truth. And be sure that even when they discipline you, it's for your own good. They want you to be a better person in future. They want you to be somebody that others will be able to trust. That whenever you say yes, your yes is yes and your no is no. Try as much as possible to, trust daddy and mommy, to tell them the truth always. They will only guide you. When you do something wrong, let them know, daddy, mommy, this is what I've done. Even if it is wrong, they will only correct you. Remember, all the punishment they are giving to you is to make you a better person. So be free to tell them the truth always. Another thing is, you need to give your life to Christ, because with the help of Holy Spirit, He'll be able to convict us of all our wrong. He'll be able to tell you when you want to do something wrong, to tell you, no, that is wrong. And eventually when you do it, He will still be the one to convince you to tell the truth about it. So you need to surrender your life to Christ. I pray God will help us as we grow. I pray He will lead us aright, and He will always help us to stand our ground, to tell the truth always. May God help you. I pray your light will continue to shine for others to see Christ in you and through you, in Jesus' name. Amen. You are blessed.
I want to give an instance where a lie is necessary, but I still told the truth over telling a lie. There was a day my son was cleaning the house. He just used to do it himself. He now brought down the plasma TV and cleaned the back of it because it was kind of dusty, and the area too where there are other things. So mistakenly he rested on the TV and the inner screen broke. We didn't know until when we put it back, and when we plugged it, it didn't come up. It was still talking, but it was blank. So we actually didn't know what to do, so we left it. But the dad was not around when that thing happened. When he came, there was lights, and he was like, what happened? You people did not on the TV and all of that. He was sure asking questions. So myself and my son, we looked at each other, and I said yes, that my son was trying to give the place a cleaner look, but unfortunately, mistakenly, he rested on the TV, and when we placed it back, it was blank. And he didn't say anything, he just kept quiet. And my man that I know is the stern one, and I'm the soft one. He might start shouting, he might create unnecessary scene, he might even beat. That I can be so careless, telling him that when I was trying to do something or something like that, that it's happening with me, that the thing got broken from my hand. But I didn't do that. I didn't say, because I don't want him to know that it was my son, then I'll now lie to him. So, and There is something that I always tell those children, always say the truth. If I should lie just because I don't want him to know that he was one that did it, it means I'm already teaching them how to lie. So telling him the truth save the situation, and also they know that it's also important to always say the truth, that the truth should prevail over lies. Thank you.
I want to talk about the issue of lying, and as a Christian, with the implication of it and our stand about lying as a Christian. I know I'm just a child of God going to a Bible believing church, and when I was in my university period and time, I was under a mentor. She taught me so much about the Christian faith and so many things about that, and which I really appreciate. When I came out of it, when I came out of university, and then I was working, there was this scenario that happened in my office, and one of my boss asked me to do something, and which is my normal duty to do, and I did it. And thereafter, she got a report from a security office, and they were asking her for a report, in which she did not attend to the report. So, supposing she attended to it, she would have gotten back to me, and I would given her the real document. But she forgot. Unfortunately, the security company came down to our office that day and went straight to our MD to ask for the reports. And our MD summoned him to his office, and she was like, she has come to meet me, and I refused to give her the documents. So she came downstairs and she told me about it and all that, and I said, the document is with me, but you have never at least come down to inform me about this issue. I was summoned to the MD's office, and he asked me about the document, and I said, the actual document is with me. And I even took the document upstairs with me, and I showed him. And he asked me point, we are right there, that did she come to your office, as in my boss, my immediate boss, did she come to your office to ask about the document? And I told him the truth. I said no, because as a child of God, why should I lie? Because I know that security document was very, very important. She actually thought maybe I will manipulate things and I will lie, and I told her no, I told the truth. My MD was really proud of me, and he was very happy, and he was really surprised that I could stand my ground. I was actually a junior staff, and the person we are talking about, my immediate boss, was a senior staff, but I did not, because I knew that as a Christian, the person you should fear is God, not human being. I didn't care at that moment if I'm going to lose my job or not. Yes, but I spoke the truth. And there is one thing in life: if you say the truth, you'll be at peace, no matter what. But if you lie, your mind will never be at peace. So as a children of God, I indulge us to please stand and say the truth. I used to tell my children, especially my first daughter, she's just 6 years plus, and I used to tell her that fear God, put God first in anything you do, and if you are asked to say something and you know it's a lie, don't say it. But if you know it's the truth, say it. Always say the truth at every point in time. The truth will give you joy, will give you victory, will make you to have a cordial relationship with your Creator, who is our Heavenly Father.
This is my advice to the kids about lying. God is not happy about liars. So it means
is something that should not be done at all. Nobody likes to be lied to. Even as a child, you don't like it when your parents, your aunties, your uncles, your friends, family members, your loved ones lie to you. That's why it is very important for our kids to always say the truth at every given time. It does not matter how difficult the situation is. You earn more respect and love when you say the truth. People tend to respect you more. I love people that tell me the truth because it saves a lot of things. I don't want to get to a place where they tell me my kid has done something and I feel they are lying about it, that my kid cannot do it, and at the end of the day I find out that they are right and my kid is wrong. He's the one that is lying. You understand? I will feel very sad because this disgrace is not just on me but also on him or her that have told the lies. So if anything comes up, just say it the way it is. People around you will love you even when you are not there. I do it even when you are not there. I do it that if they call so person, whatever the person tells me that happens is the truth. So our own, you kids can also get to that level in your life. Just zero your mind about telling lies because there is no gain in it. Instead, it brings more pain than gain. Make your parents, at least those are the first people that you'll be close to, your friends. So if you are close to them, I don't see any reason why you should be lying to them. You should always come out and tell them the way it is, so that when they are there, they'll be able to defend you. If there is any issue, they know how to go about it. They are not going about it by lying to cover up for you, but there are ways adults take care of things than children that will not cause more damage. So I will advise that you tell the truth at all time. You also consider what God feels and how you feel, your parents, your loved ones feels about lying. And one thing I want you to realize is when you lie about a certain thing, people don't trust. You don't gain trust again. Because even when you are saying the truth, just because of your past lies, they will not. No matter how you try to confuse anybody that, no, this time around is the truth. Nobody is taking such words seriously because of the past. So let's be guided. Always own up to the truth. The truth is bitter, but it's better said than lying. God bless you.
Concerning the question being asked, I will have said I've been in a situation, in fact, not one or two or three, because devil will always bring a lot of temptation. I've been in a situation whereby you want to tell lie and you will just think it, and I will say yes, we've tell lie, we've said what we're not supposed to do, and we have been condemned many times. But I will say yes, I've been like this morning. It happened to me. A call wanted to call me. I was like, should I pick it? What can I say? But then I said, if I pick it, I might tell lie. I might want to put some things, but it's better not for me to pick it, or I can pick it, or I can call the person later and explain the situation. That will be acceptable than just picking it and try to quickly rush yourself into what it's not supposed to do. So I will say yes, we adults, we are prone because we are flesh, so we can be tempted to tell some lies. But I pray that the Holy Spirit will help us not to say it or to be silent when you are supposed to say something. God bless you all in the mighty name of Jesus.
Emma, this is not a season to be afraid. Put your fit all over your hair. Come on. You. Hi, I'm Officer Topsy. And today.
Hello, my name is Oluwadamilola Ofen. I'm a mother of four. I'll be talking about lie or lying. What is lie? Lie is simply not telling the truth about something or any situation. There is nothing like small lie or big lie. There is nothing like white lie. If you are simply not telling the truth, then it is called lie. As a parent, oftentimes I found myself in a situation where I wouldn't say lying to my children, but a situation where I wouldn't want to give them too much information about a situation or about something, so to say. That way, it's either I don't talk at all or I just give them the simple information they need to have on such topics. Let me personalize the topic. I have not found myself lying to my children. As far as I'm concerned, I see myself as a mother, as a friend, as a teacher to them. There is nothing we don't talk about. I try as much as possible to be open to them. That way they are comfortable saying some of the things on their mind, and I encourage them not to lie. I encourage them to always tell the truth about any situation, however they feel in school, whatever situation they find themselves. Telling the truth is very, very key. How can parents avoid not lying to their children? Simply just tell them the truth. If you feel that what they are asking for or the information they are trying to get from you, you feel that they are too little as per maturity and age wise to have full information concerning that situation or that topic, you simply not talk, or you simply give them the information needed at that time that you feel that they can work with. How can you avoid your children not lying to you or to outsiders? First and foremost, why do children lie? They lie because they feel they will get flogged. They feel their opinion does not count. So many factors. They will feel that you won't give them, the kind of information that they would want. As a parent, you have more experience than them in so many situations. So when you are like a mother to them, they will feel my mom is not the one in that situation. She's not my age range or my age group. So therefore, my mates will be able to give me more information or tell me the things I want to know concerning these things. So I feel that those are the reasons why children lie. In order for you to avoid your children lying to you, you need to be very close to them. You need to make their opinion count. You need to be calm with them. Most times when you see children doing something, or maybe somebody did something wrong, you were not there, and you found out later, oh, who did this thing? In order for you to get the truth out of them, or to know who exactly did it, you have to be calm with them. You don't have to come to them as though you are like a soldier. Oh, who did this thing? This person is going to get flogged. Something is going to happen. That way they are already panicking. And by them seeing you that way, they will just withdraw some of the information they are supposed to give you concerning that situation or whatever you found out. They will just keep quiet. And sometimes so they feel that, okay, maybe you ask them a question like, oh, maybe you have a teenage daughter and you see that the girl is already maturing, and then you know that obviously boys would have been taking note of her. She's beautiful, all those kind of stuff. And then you ask her, oh, Kayo, do you have a boyfriend? And then being the kind of person she knows you to be, you are not calm, you are always in a rush to give your opinion, you are always blaming, you are quick to do those things. Trust me, you cannot get the truth out of those kind of children. You cannot get the truth out of them. So, in order for you to avoid your children lying to you, children will always be children, but in order for you to avoid them lying to you, you have to be very attentive to them. You need to know their mood swing. You need to communicate with them. For instance, I've been out of the house since morning. Coming in, I met my daughter. Her name is Toke. Immediately I came inside, I saw her look, and I asked, what is the problem? She said nothing. I said, your face looks somehow. Then she told me that she just woke up from sleep. But the face I was looking at was not just she waking up from sleep. After about 1 hour thereabout, she came to me and told me, Mommy, my eyes are aching me. I said that was the reason why I asked you, what is the problem? That the face I saw when I came in was not just rest. But when you told me that you were sleeping or you've been sleeping, I said, wow, that's good. You took your afternoon nap. That was okay. But 1 hour later, she came to me and said her eyes were aching her. For her to have come to me at that time, for me, I feel that I built a kind of relationship whereby she should and she will be able to talk to me about anything. That time she came to me to tell me about whatever happened may not be may be late, so to say, but she was still comfortable to open up to me. So I believe that those few points I've mentioned, you know, starting from, explaining what life is, how parents can avoid not lying to their children, and how parents who can avoid their children lying to them. I feel that with those points I've mentioned, parents will be able to learn from those things. Thank you.
Hey everyone. For me, I really do. I can't remember. There's so many situations, but I think the one that actually I that I really pay so much close attention to, since we're actually dealing with our kids, is the one that has to do with me promising them. I mean, for anything at all, my kids know me for one thing. I don't want to promise them and not fulfill it. Seriously, that is actually one of the biggest one our kids actually face from time to time from we parents. There is a tendency for them to ask us for so many things. There's the tendency for them to want to place us in a situation where they get us to actually promise, and if at the time for any reason we end up not fulfilling it, to them, whether we like it or not, they actually see it as a lie. So because many times, because we don't want to hurt their feelings, and at the same time we are just trying to get away from the situation, we just do it. If I have to pick example, it's very very common with my first daughter. She likes going out a lot, and on the contrary, I don't like it. So whenever she tells me, "Okay, mom, if I do well in this, if I do this situation, do this particular thing, will you take me to McDonald's?" Many times, seriously, I would tell her no, but she knows that whenever I say yes, I would definitely want to fulfill it. So, as much as possible, I've been tempted many times to try to like to get out of the situation, but like I said, as far as promising is promising, I don't actually do that. They know me for that. That's why they do everything to try to get me to promise them something. So that is one major, ways I'd say I try to avoid lies. Then for the kids, my advice to them is as much as possible, for those who are actually grown enough to know the difference between good or bad, I will advise that kids, make sure you are in the right place, especially when you're in school. There is the tendency for you to be around your friends, those who like to do so much or get themselves into trouble. At the end of the day, because they don't want their parents to know, they end up trying to lie or to cover it up. Yeah, that you want to try and avoid the kind of friends, the ones that you know that they lie a lot. I believe we're talking to godly parents here. So many times we have actually taught our kids, we are trying to let them know that such behavior is not acceptable, and is not acceptable by God, first and foremost, and also we, the parents. So we want to tell them, be very careful with the kind of friends that you actually have. Two, at home, you want to make sure you do the right thing. Okay, as much as possible, you want to make sure things are done at the right time. When you don't want to postpone any engagement or any responsibility that is actually given to you, because anytime you do that, there is a possibility of you end up not doing it, and it will put you in such situation to lie. So for our kids, knowing well that lying can actually lead to greater sins, you want to make sure you don't get yourself into such, and knowing that there are actually going to be consequences. Remember, it's not all about we parents. Know that for many people, they grow up, it gets worse and worse. They have they have the tendency for them getting into trouble with the law. Yeah, all these are things that you have at the back of your mind, so that it is not just about what we are going to face at home with our parents. You stand the chance of having problems with your teacher. You have the chance of having problems with the law as you grow older. So all these are things that you should have at the back of your mind whenever you are trying to do anything that you would end up making you tell lies. So, that's a little bit I think I can talk about. I believe God will help us. It's really a tough one, because even as parents, we, even not even with our kids alone, we face it at work, we face it at going out our day to day time. As much as possible to maintain our integrity with our colleagues, with our boss, when they know us as someone who actually uphold the truth, then we definitely want to guide against lying. All right, thank you.
So actually, what pushed out this topic, it was because of what my kids did to me. What one of my children did to me about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So when she did that, I had to make it a topic, because it's not that it was a first time of me seeing my kids tell some little lies the children tell, but it was kind of too touching for me. It was so painful to me. I was calling my own child, had asking her to come and do something for me downstairs, to come and get something done for me. And what she did was to lie to me that she was tired and she needed to sleep. Oh, mommy, please, can I have my sleep? I need to rest. I'm tired. So, every normal parent will, you will feel for that child and allow her to go to sleep. So I guess maybe she realized that I was later relaxed, and I guess she was probably charging her iPad, and she got tempted by the iPad, and instead of her to sleep, she went straight to the iPad and started playing on the iPad. She was actually in bed, lying down, but she was actually playing games on the iPad. So when I came upstairs and I found her in the bed playing game. It wasn't a regular lie anymore. It was this thing that hurt. There was this hurt in me. I felt this hurt, like, how could you? How could you tell such a lie? And she immediately she started begging. She's sorry. I said, sorry about what? You told me you wanted to sleep. The worst you would tell me is, mommy, please let me rest, or let me just or let me do this later, instead of telling me. So it pushed me into doing this topic, because it is really nice for us to discuss with these children and let them know that telling lies is not just one of those things. It is a big deal. As Christians, telling lies is big deal. The Bible talks about it. In fact, there is a place in the Bible that says, all liars shall go to hell. Another place that says, the prayer of a sinner is an abomination. There has never been a place in the Bible that says, okay, there are better lies and there are silly lies, or there is white lie or black lie. Lies is lie. And then I realized that it is good to tell the truth, because when you tell the truth, there's this peace that follows you, like a dew. You feel so peaceful. There will not be any need to frame up more lies, because once you tell one, it's like laying the foundation. You have to build on it. So once you tell one lie, you have laid that foundation, and you have to keep building and building and building and building. And then before you know it, you have built a mansion over the foundation of your lie. It might just be a simple lie you lay the foundation of. Before you know it, you build a whole mansion just to cover up that lie, because you have to keep telling that lie. And the more the lies pile up, by the time the truth will be revealed or be prevailed, you will pay for it. And it will be in a severe way. So it is better off, maybe when you mistakenly tell that short or simple lie, if you can quickly think as a Christian, realize that you are falling, and you need to rise again. So just rise again. And as you are rising, be determined that after this, I'm going to make this restitution, and after this, I'm really going to be careful. So I believe the best way to avoid these telling lies is either you stop, is either you avoid some calls, or you stay quiet somehow. So one of the things I'm planning to teach my kids right now is that it's better if you don't know what to say at that moment. Maybe you should just excuse your mom. Mommy, please, can I answer this later? Or can I please say this? Can I explain to you later? Can you give me some time to take my breath, to breathe, to have some to relax, At least by the time your kids is telling you this, you already know that a lie is coming up and this child is trying to avoid it. So please sit down and watch, because right now you're about to watch mothers. Mothers, we actually try to reach out to fathers as well, but many of them were busy. Now fathers are always forming busy. So many of our daddies were busy, but we had a good amount of mothers right here who are ready to share their experience. So the topic right now is as parents, or as human, in what way, as a grown up, in what way were you faced with that temptation? You were really tempted to tell the lies, but you were able to stand your ground. That you took your stand as a Christian. You were able to avoid that lies. It's either between your parents, either between you and your children, or as a worker in the office, or as a manager, or as an accountant, or we just want to right now.
I'm going to be sharing some of the qualities I possess as a police officer. fọpẹ́ fọlúwa